Have you ever stopped to wonder what it might feel like to reach the twilight of your life and find yourself standing alone? It's not a question we often dare to ask ourselves. Not until the echoes of laughter grow faint, until the voices we once leaned on soften into memory. Imagine a house once filled with chatter, now hushed, a phone that rarely rings, a world that seems to spin on without you. For so many, aging alone arrives like an uninvited guest. Children move to distant cities, friends slip beyond the horizon, and the days stretch out, quiet and unbroken. It can feel like gazing across an endless sea, unsure if there's land ahead. But here's a truth worth holding close. Solitude doesn't have to be a sentence to loneliness. It can be a doorway, a chance to paint your days with colors only you can choose, to build a life that hums with purpose, resilience, and a quiet, radiant joy. In this video, we're going to walk through 6 essential habits, daily acts of grace, that you must embrace if you find yourself growing older on your own. These aren't mere tasks to check off a list. They're lifelines, threads of gold that keep your mind awake, your body strong, your spirit soaring, and your heart tethered to the beauty of living. The difference between a life shadowed by isolation and one glowing with peaceful solitude lies in the choices you make, moment by moment. If you long to escape the ache of regret, the weight of emptiness, or the chill of disconnection, and instead craft a life that feels full, warm, and wholly yours, stay with me until the end. These 6 habits might just become your compass, guiding you toward a version of aging that's not about loss, but about discovery. Not about fading, but about flourishing. Let's step into this together. Number 1. Build a rhythm to your days. Imagine waking to a morning that yawns before you, wide, unstructured, a blank page with no lines to guide your pen. Without a rhythm, it's so easy to lose your footing, to drift through hours that feel heavy with nothingness. As we age, especially alone, a daily routine transforms from a luxury into a necessity, a steady heartbeat in a life that might otherwise feel adrift. This isn't about rigid rules or filling every second with noise. It's about crafting a flow that lifts you out of bed with a whisper of purpose, that wraps you in the comfort of knowing what comes next, that carries you forward when the world feels uncertain. When the scaffolding of a busy life, work, family, endless to-dos, falls away, time can turn into a shapeless fog. Days blur, weeks vanish, and suddenly you're wondering if you've lost your place in the story. But a routine is your quiet power, a way to claim each hour as yours. It's the promise of a sunrise walk when the air is crisp and new, the ritual of brewing coffee while the world wakes, the solace of a book or a puzzle as evening falls. It's not just structure, it's a lifeline to meaning, a shield against the creeping tide of boredom or despair. Think of Clara, a 72-year-old widow from Boise, Idaho. After losing her husband of 45 years, her days unraveled into chaos. She'd sleep past noon, forgetting meals, staring out at the pines beyond her window as if they held answers she couldn't find. The silence pressed in, a weight she couldn't shake. Then, one gray morning, she made a choice. She set her alarm for 7 a.m., pulled on her old sneakers, and walked the block, slowly at first, letting the cold air sting her awake. She started cooking again, simple things, like the soups they'd once shared, savoring the steam, the memory. She called her sister in Oregon each afternoon, their laughter a tether across the miles. Bit by bit, Clara's world steadied. Her days took on a shape, a pulse. She wasn't just surviving, she was living again, with intention. The beauty of a routine lies in its simplicity. It's the soft clink of a watering can as you tend to herbs on the sill, the glow of a lamp as you journal your thoughts, the rhythm of footsteps on a familiar path. It's a gift you give yourself, a way to say, I'm still here and this day matters. If you feel unmoored, start small. Plan a morning, tea, a stretch, a moment outside. Schedule a call, a meal, a hobby. The benefits ripple outward, a clearer mind, a lifted mood, a sense of control that whispers, you've got this. A rhythm doesn't just fill your time, it fills your life with a melody only you can hear. Number 2. Keep your body in motion. There's a story we tell ourselves as the years pile up, that slowing down is inevitable, that our bodies are meant to settle into stillness like leaves after a storm. But what if movement could be your defiance, your dance against time? Staying active isn't about chasing the vigor of youth or fitting into old jeans. It's about keeping your strength close, your independence fierce, your spirit bright. When you stop moving, the world tightens around you. A flight of stairs looms like a cliff, a walk to the corner feels like a pilgrimage. But daily motion, even the gentlest kind, rewrites that tale, keeping you free, capable, alive. You don't need to conquer mountains or sweat through marathons. It's the everyday magic, a stroll through a park as leaves crunch underfoot, a stretch in the morning light that loosens the night's stiffness, a sway to a song that pulls you to your feet. These moments flood your veins with life, wake your muscles, ease your joints. They're not just exercise, they're a promise to yourself that you can still rise, still step forward, still feel the world beneath you. Meet James, a 75-year-old former mechanic from Asheville, North Carolina. Retirement traded his wrench for a recliner, and at first, it felt like a reward, hours of stillness after decades of labor. But soon, the cost crept in. His knees groaned climbing the porch steps, his back ached lifting a bag of dog food. He thought, this is just age. Then a neighbor dragged him to a hiking club, 10 minutes on a trail, nothing more. He grumbled, but he went. Within days, he felt it, a spark. His breath came easier, his sleep deepened, his days brightened. Now he walks every dawn, past the oaks, up the hill, watching the mist lift like a curtain. He says it's not just his body that's stronger, it's his soul. Movement is your ally. Even if you're slower now, there's a way. Chair yoga by the window, a shuffle to the mailbox, a turn around the kitchen. The benefits are profound. Sharper focus, less pain, a shield against decline. Science says it guards your brain, too, cutting stress, staving off memories fade. But beyond that, it's freedom, the joy of knowing you can still reach, still stand, still move through life on your terms. Start where you are, 5 minutes today, a little more tomorrow. Each step builds a bridge to a stronger you, a you that feels alive every single day. Number 3, reach out and connect. Aging alone can feel like watching the tide pull away, leaving you on a shore of your own. Friends scatter to new lives, family builds their own nests, and the spaces once filled with voices grow still. It's tempting to draw the curtains, to let the quiet settle like dust. But isolation doesn't just dim your days, it dims your health, your hope, your very being. Loneliness, they say, cuts as deep as any vice, raising risks of heartache, both literal and figurative. Yet here's the light. Connection is a choice, a daily gift you can unwrap, no matter how far the world feels. It's not about grand reunions or crowded rooms. It's the small, golden threads, a laugh with a stranger at the grocery store, a wave to the dog walker across the street, a call to a voice you've missed. These moments stitch you back into the fabric of life, reminding you that you're not invisible, not forgotten. We're built for this, for the warmth of a shared smile, the comfort of a familiar hello. And in today's America, whether you're in a buzzing city or a sleepy hollow, there's always a way to reach out. Take Sophia, an 81-year-old from Tucson, Arizona. After her partner passed, the desert sun seemed to mock her grief. Her kids were in California, swallowed by their own orbits, and her days stretched empty. She could have surrendered to the silence. Instead, she chose differently. She started with a weekly video call, her grandson's giggles lighting up her screen. Then a book club at the library, where stories sparked new friendships. She even began chatting with the barista at her cafe, learning his name, sharing a laugh. Months later, Sophia had a constellation, not vast, but bright. She says it's like rain after a drought. She feels alive, rooted, seen. Connection heals. Text a cousin, join an online knitting circle, linger at the farmer's market. Technology's a lifeline. Zoom calls, forums, a comment on a post. The benefits are a cascade. Less gloom, more energy, a heart that beats stronger. But more than that, it's belonging, the knowledge you're still part of the dance. Loneliness isn't solitude, it's disconnection. Fight it daily, one small step at a time. Reach out and watch the world reach back, wrapping you in its quiet embrace. Number 4. Feed your mind. There's a whisper as we age, that our minds, like old clocks, must wind down, their gears rusting with time. But what if you could keep yours ticking, vibrant, hungry for more? Keeping your brain alive isn't about staving off the inevitable. It's about clinging to curiosity, to the thrill of discovery, to the pride of a thought well formed. An active mind isn't just a shield, it's a lantern, lighting your way through the years. This isn't about mastering calculus or memorizing tomes. It's the joy of a mystery novel unfolding in your hands, the challenge of a crossword by lamplight, the strum of a chord you've taught yourself on a thrift store guitar. It's asking why and chasing the answer. Whether it's the history of your town or the name of that bird outside. Your brain thrives on this, on newness, on puzzles, on the spark of, I did it. Consider Henry, a 70-year-old from Portland, Maine. After teaching history for decades, retirement left him adrift, his classroom swapped for a couch, his days a blur of reruns. He felt his mind fog, dates slipped, focus frayed. Then he wandered into a local history class, notebook in hand. He dug into Maine's past, scribbled tales of shipwrecks and mills, shared them over coffee with a friend. Soon, he was learning Italian online, laughing at his accent, marveling at each word. He says it's like his mind stretched its wings. He's not just remembering, he's growing. Feed your mind daily. Try a poem, a riddle, a new recipe that makes you think. Science says it builds resilience, new neural paths, less risk of fading. But it's more, it's the rush of solving something, the comfort of knowing you're still sharp, the delight of a world that keeps unfolding. It's purpose in every question, joy in every answer. Keep asking, keep learning. Your mind will thank you with a clarity that lights up your days. Number 5. Hold on to gratitude. As years stack up, life can feel like a gallery of what's gone. Faces missed, chances lost, a body that doesn't leap as it once did. It's so easy to linger there, tracing the outlines of absence. But what if you turned your gaze? Gratitude isn't a mask for pain. It's a window, letting in light you might have overlooked. Reflecting on what still shines, even in solitude, can cradle your heart, shift your horizon, make each day a gift. It's the simplest act, noting the softness of your pillow, the chirp of a sparrow at dawn, the taste of a ripe apple. Studies say it rewires you. Less stress, deeper sleep, a spirit less bowed by shadows. But it's more than numbers, it's a quiet rebellion against despair, a choice to see abundance where loss once loomed. Pair it with reflection, a pause to breathe, to sift through your thoughts, and you've built a sanctuary within. Meet Evelyn, a 77-year-old from Savannah, Georgia. After her sister, her confidant, her last tether, passed, grief swallowed her. She'd sit on her porch, rocking, lost in yesterdays she couldn't hold. Then, one dusk, she tried something new. 3 things she was grateful for. A mockingbird's song, the shade of her oak, a neighbor's wave. Some nights, it was bigger, her home, her memories. Over weeks, the tide turned. She still wept, but she also smiled, cherishing what endured, not just what slipped away. She says it's like finding solid ground after a storm. Start tonight. Name 3 blessings, a scent, a sound, a kindness. Sit with them, maybe by a river's edge in your mind, maybe with tea steaming nearby. Reflect, what made today yours? The benefits bloom, calm, hope, a heart less heavy. Gratitude doesn't erase the hard days, it balances them, turns solitude into a friend. Hold it close, it's a light that never dims. Number 6. Lift someone else. When you're alone, the world can shrink to the size of your worries, your wall's a mirror for your struggles. But here's a truth that shifts everything. Giving pulls you beyond yourself. Helping others isn't just noble, it's a lifeline, a spark that reignites your purpose, a bridge back to the world. It's not about scale, it's about heart. The smallest act can ripple, warming you as it warms another. It might be a call to a friend who's faltering, a jar of jam left on a neighbor's stoop, a tale told to a child wide-eyed with wonder. Giving doesn't drain, it fills, reminding you of your worth, your place, your power to mend. It's connection in action, a thread from your soul to another's, weaving meaning into the quiet. Take Thomas, an 83-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska. A carpenter for 50 years, he hung up his tools and felt the silence settle, his workshop dusty, his hands idle. Days stretched long, purposeless. Then he started fixing things, chairs for a shelter, a table for a family down the street. Soon, he was teaching a teen, showing her how to plane wood, laughing at her first wobbly cut. He says it's the glow in her grin, the thanks in a stranger's nod, it's not just work, it's legacy. He's needed again, and that's everything. Give daily. Share a recipe, mend a seam, listen when someone's lost. Even from a quiet corner, your voice carries. Letters to pen pals, tips online, a smile that says, I see you. The benefits are a chorus. Joy, belonging, a spirit that soars. Giving doesn't just help them, it heals you, fills your days with a light that lingers. Try it and feel your world expand. As we draw this journey to a close, let these 6 habits settle into your bones. Aging alone isn't a verdict, it's a canvas, vast and waiting. A rhythm to anchor you, motion to free you, connection to hold you, curiosity to ignite you, gratitude to soothe you, giving to lift you. These are your brushes, your colors. Life will shift, loved ones fade, chapters end, but your power to shape joy, to carve purpose, to greet each dawn with open hands? That's eternal. If this stirs you, pause. What can you start today? A step outside, a call, a thank you whispered to the sky. It's enough. One choice ripples, then another, until your days shine with a richness you built. You're not just here, you're thriving, in a story that's yours alone. Tell me below, what touched you? What will you try? Your words light our way forward. If this moved you, like, subscribe, share, it keeps this flame alive. Thank you for walking with me. I'll see you next time.